All right, here we go. You've put in the hours, you've done the studying, and this is it, the grand finale. Think of this as your ultimate cheat sheet, that last-minute consolidation to make sure everything you've learned is sharp, focused, and ready for the big day. Let's lock it all in.
And I really want you to take this to heart. We are not learning anything new today. No curveballs, no scary new topics. The whole point of this is to take everything you already know and just tighten the screws. It's about building that rock-solid confidence you need to walk into that exam room and own it.
Okay, first things first. Let's jump into the acronym goldmine. You know examiners love these, so we're going to do a quick-fire drill to make sure these are right at the front of your brain, ready to go. You ready for this? Let's do it.
So let's start with the absolute basics, the heart of the machine. You've got the CPU, which is basically the computer's brain, and then you have RAM, its short-term memory. It's so important to get this relationship right. The CPU does the thinking, and the RAM is what it's thinking about right this second. Take a look at the others here too, especially BIOS. That's the little guy that wakes up your computer when you first hit the power button. Super important.
Moving on to how we get connected. Now, a big one people get mixed up is LAN versus WAN. Just remember it like this. LAN, or local area network, is small and personal, like your Wi-Fi at home. WAN, or wide area network, is huge. We're talking connecting cities or even countries. And that URL you type in your browser, it works because of HTTP, which is basically the rulebook for how your computer asks for a website and how the server sends it back.
And of course, file formats. They love asking about these. The trick isn't just knowing the name, it's knowing the job. So, a JPEG? Perfect for photos because it shrinks them down to save space. But what if you need a logo with a clear background for a presentation? That's a job for a PNG? And who could forget the MP3, the format that basically put all our music collections in our pockets?
Last but not least, here are some miscellaneous favorites that seem to pop up everywhere. And here's a fun one for you. Did you have any idea that VIRUS is actually an acronym? It stands for Vital Information Resources Under Siege. How crazy is that? That's a great little nugget to have in your back pocket for the exam.
All right, drill's over. Now let's switch things up and put that brain power to the test. I want you to treat this like it's the real deal. No cheating, no peeking. Let's see how you do under a little bit of pressure.
Okay, question 1. Which of the following is considered volatile memory? Is it A, ROM, B, hard disk, C, RAM, or D, CD-ROM? Take a moment, what does volatile really mean when we're talking about computers?
And the answer is C, RAM. It's called volatile because it's temporary. The second the power goes out, poof, everything in RAM vanishes. It's like a fleeting thought. That's the one thing you have to remember about it.
Question number 2. Which of these is an open source operating system? You've got A, Windows 10, B, iOS, C, Linux, and D, MS-DOS. This is a big one that gets at the philosophy behind the software.
Yep, the answer is Linux. Open source is just a fancy way of saying its recipe, the source code, is out there for anyone to see, to tinker with, to change. Windows and iOS, on the other hand, keep their recipes locked up tight. They're what we call proprietary.
Okay, here's a practical one for you. Question 3. When you're writing an email, what does BCC actually stand for? Is it blind carbon copy, basic carbon copy, blind contact copy, or back carbon copy? We see it all the time, but do we know what it means? The answer is, of course, A, blind carbon copy. Simple, direct, and a question that comes up more often than you'd think. It's how you secretly send a copy of an email to someone without any of the other recipients knowing. Awesome job on that quiz. Look, knowing the information is half the battle, but knowing how to take the test, that's the other half. So now let's open up the Insider's Playbook and go over some pro strategies to help you get every last point you deserve. Here are 3 golden rules. First, if your exam is in another language and you hit a weird technical term, always check the original English term if you can. It's usually way clearer. Second, become a master of elimination. We'll talk about that in just a second. And third, and this is so important, whenever you see a question with the word not in it, you need to slow way down. It's a classic trap designed to catch you if you're rushing.
And this right here shows you why elimination is your superpower. Look at this question. Even if you have absolutely no clue what Linux is, you know that a monitor, a keyboard, and a mouse are physical things you can touch. They're hardware. So by just getting rid of the answers you know are wrong, you're left with the right one. It's a total game changer.
And that's a wrap. We've done the drills, we've aced the test, and you have the strategies. All that's left are your final marching orders before you go out there and absolutely crush this. If you take away only one thing from me today, let it be this. Don't just memorize the words, visualize what they mean. When you hear RAM, picture those little green sticks inside a computer. When you see URL, picture typing into the address bar of your browser. It creates a much stronger connection in your brain, one that's way easier to pull up when the pressure's on.
You have the knowledge, you have the strategies, you've done the hard work. You are so prepared for this. The only question left is the one on the screen. Now, are you ready to win? Go get 'em.